Liao opting to leave the flagstick in, and this would be for a very handy birdie at the 7th hole to get into red numbers. It's another par. It's been pars all the way for Liao, giving herself plenty of chances. Can't force it. You know, Pepper, hit it close. Just give yourself the best chance possible.
Yeah, pars don't hurt the scorecard, although sometimes a bit of a weight on the tee certainly does. Interesting
using the old rangefinder, and it's interesting when you talk to the caddies on the tours. Do they like them? Don't they like them? They're good for zeroing in on the flag and getting an exact yardage, but for layup distances to certain bunkers, to certain layout areas, it doesn't work as well.
The general sentiment is that it'll never really replace a yardage book. Go once, go twice. Izzy Taylor. Perhaps just getting Natasha Owen to move her marker. Don't want to be trotting on your playing partner's lines. Of course, now in the rules of golf, you are allowed to tap down spike marks, but still, it's a polite thing to do. So, Izzy Taylor take 3, this 4-3 at the 7th. Okay, good tidy 2-putt. See, they're just tapping down those spike marks.
I spoke to a lot of LPGA players and asked them, you know, which rule are you looking forward to the most? When the rule changes came in a couple of years ago, that was #1 by a long shot, being able to tap down spike marks. Certainly if you get an afternoon tee time, of course, the greens churned up a lot more than they are for the morning starters. So that's been a welcome new change in the rules of golf. One of our leaders, Min Sun Kim, here she is at the 9th hole. Comes back down to the clubhouse, water frames the right-hand side, and that is heading left. Oh, it's quite left. Left of that cart path. So it's going to be an intriguing second shot. Opens up the green, not sure what kind of lie she's going to have. Come back to that.
Well, it's been a bit of a weight back on this 7th tee. Group of Cassie Porter, Xiao Wenyin and Yo Min Huang. Cassie Porter, a 19-year-old, you didn't mention. She got up to 32nd in the world amateur golf rankings at one point. Sidelined with injury. Warren Cassie in just a touch. With the honour on the tee, he's the second highest ranked player in the field, Xiao Wenyin. And she picked up a victory at the Zhangjia Ganshuangshan Challenge on the CLPGA back in 2020. She was the 8th amateur to win on the CLPGA Tour. Try saying that 5 times fast, Kate.
I wouldn't dare. Oh, cracking shot right at it.
Straight over the top of the flagstick.
And there's a lot to admire about her game. I think we're going to be hearing a great deal more from Yin.
Cassie Porter, just a quick look at some of her many achievements through the last couple of years. Victory at the Capera Bowl earlier this year, and that win at the Greg Norman Junior Golf Series back in 2019. Big, wide, stable stance. So that one heading up the left-hand side. Oh, that's a wide miss for Cassie Porter. That's no easy up and down for the Aussie.
coach Dan Morrison will be eagerly watching how she plays over these next 4 days. Got a few of the coaches have been able to go out with their teams. Coaches from Singapore, Matt Ballard, he's with the players this week and last week in the men's game as well. Yiming Huang, a beautiful tempo. Does it yield a good shot? Ooh, a little bit too much in that.
It's a popular spot, just slightly long left on 7. We saw Natasha on there. We saw Min Sun Kim there.
Oh, that's the rangefinder. Where's that trundle wheel? That's the only way you can really pace out a golf course. Or is that just showing my age? Well, the champion will get to tee it up in 2 major championships and also 2 other extremely prestigious events in America and also in South Korea. The Hana Financial Group Championship for 2021 featured several big-name players.
Hi, I'm Lydia Ko, wishing the players all the very best at Abu Dhabi Golf Club for the 2021 Women's Amateur Asia Pacific. Great to see one of my partners, Hana Financial Group, supporting this championship and all they do for women's golf. I look forward to seeing the champion next year at the Hana Financial Group Championship.
Lydia won her first major at the Evian Championship in 2015 with a closing round of 63, the youngest woman at 18 years, 4 months and 20 days to win a major. It was a tie for Lydia at this year's championship, but the winner was 20-year-old Gaun Song, who triumphed on the 3rd playoff hole with a birdie against the great Australian Minjee Lee. A superb win for Song, but Lee still had plenty of reasons to be happy with her 2021 season after claiming her first win, a major at the Evian Championship in July.
Hi, I'm Minjee Lee, wishing the players all the very best at Abu Dhabi Golf Club for the 2021 Women's Amateur Asia Pacific. Great to see one of my partners, Hana Financial Group, support this championship as they continue to do so much for women's golf. I look forward to seeing the champion at the Hana Financial Championship next year in Korea.
Well, with Minjee winning her first major, the winner here, Abu Dhabi Golf Club this week, will get to join the world number 7 next July in France at the Evian Resort Golf Club. Oh, good to hear from Minjee Lee and Lydia Ko. Lydia now 22 professional wins, 16 of those on the LPGA Tour. Quite the resume. Well, Cassie Porter would love to follow in her footsteps. Here's the Queenslander. It's going to be a demanding up and down, though, to stay at 2 under.
That was a big miss from Cassie Porter on 7. Got a lot of ground to cover before this hits the flat surface. And everything running away from her. Well, trying to get a little bit of grab on that, but you just see it trundle on another couple of feet. Oh, problems for Min Sun Kim. On the left-hand side, I think she's trying to get relief. Trying to get relief from the electrical box on the left side of the cart path at 9. And she'll get relief from that electrical box. More on that in a minute to her Team Korea teammate, Yeo-min Hwang. Oh, caught a piece of the hole, but it remains above ground.
Well, just having a look at the local rules, it does say that the penalty area, the cart path alongside the 9th hole, and the edge of the penalty area is defined by the edge of the cart path. So that is where we find ourselves right now.
I suspect there might be a little... this could take a while, so in the meantime, we'll take you back to 7 and a birdie opportunity for Xiao Wen Lin. Only 15 years of age when she won her title on the CLPGA Tour.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? 15 years old. Mallet-headed putter. Ooh, giving it a chance. Seeing a lot of players, certainly in the women's game, playing with mallet-headed putters. Find it easier to line up than the traditional long ping answers and other putters modelled in that way. But, oh, it looks a good putter. She is a good putter, though, one of the very best.
Well, Cassie Porter will need to channel her inner putting demon. This to stay clean on the day. Don't think it's going to do too much break-wise. Should be nothing more than inside right edge of the cup. It's all about just picking that line and committing to it. Moves the other way on her. That's going to be your first drop shot of the day for Porter. I'll take the Aussie back to 1 under par.
Error with the tee shot, just tugging it left. Very difficult assignment to get up and down from there. So it's the first bogey of the day for Porter. All right.
So, as Kate mentioned, the penalty area on the left side of the 9th is defined by the edge of that cart path. So, what you're seeing here is Min Sun Kim taking relief first from the penalty area. So that's 2 club lengths away from the edge of, from your red line, as it were. So she's had to drop it on the cart path. Then she gets relief off the cart path. So it'd be nearest point of relief plus 1 club length. So she'll be dropping and playing 3 from that spot. And sometimes it takes a while to get a ruling. The important thing is you get that ruling correct. So that ball is now in play for Min Sun Kim. And with the rangefinder, go through that process. A pin all the way in the back right of the 9th today. 30 paces from the front edge on the top shelf of this 2-tiered green. What you don't want to do is compound the error. So make sure you're on that top level. You take a 5, you take a 5. That's a fine shot from Min Sun Kim. Pin high on the top level.
Well, let's find out a little bit more about Min Sun Kim. Not Min Sun Kim 5. Is a player that we're used to talking about on the Korean tour. That's the professional. So she's still an amateur, Min Sun Kim, so keeps her own name. 4th in the Songam Cup, and then the Korean Women's Amateur. Well, that was a good finish. It was a tie for 10th place finish, I should say, in the Korean Women's Amateur. But her ranking, 77th, and played in the E-Daily Ladies Open with KFC. That was a professional tournament, and there she finished 29th. So many tournaments to play in. It's actually worth checking out the KLPGA website. You've got the main tour, you've got the jump tour, the dream tour, the amateur.
That's right, 28 events the KLPGA Tour season this year. 25 billion Korean won in prize money.
Now, what translate that? Well, that's about it. Ting up roughly for about $1 million US per event.
Yeah, at least, yeah. It's good to see they support the Korean players like Min Sun Kim, giving spots every week to Korean amateurs on the national team.
Well, this is the third edition of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific Championship. Why don't we go back a couple of years and feast on the highlights from the inaugural championship in Singapore?
We were going to have a four-lady playoff. It's between Kei Sasso, Nishimura and Titikun. Who's going to come out on top?
A terrific shot from the tie. Needs to sit. That's a good shot as well.
A lot of spin on the ball, and it got the brakes on so quick. Well, that's the end of Wen Yun Kei's chances here. So close to glory there. It's back down to 18, but that means Yuka Sato is out of the playoff. The closest the margins. It really was. So we're down to 2. It was on its way, wasn't it? Will that be enough
to extend the playoff?
It's heartache for Yuna Nishimura, but your inaugural winner of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific is Ataya Titikun. It's the 15-year-old who takes the title.
Titikun, as she has now graduated to the professional arena. Wow, how well is she doing? Ranked 27th in the world and a winner of the 2021 Costa del Sol. That's the ladies' European Tours Order of Merit. So the #1 player in Europe this year. And look at those recent wins in Czechoslovakia, also Switzerland. She very nearly had a chance to win the Honda LPGA Thailand earlier this year on the LPGA Tour to win on home soil. Tie for 5th as well at the Evian Championship this summer. And we haven't even started talking about all the wins she secured on her home tour in Thailand, of which there have been plenty. 5 times she won in 2020 on the Thai Tour. Oh, the world is her oyster.
Oh, and I remember watching her in that 4-woman playoff. Goodness me, she was impressive, unflappable. Threw away the lead, rallied to become the inaugural champion as we check Natasha Un's 3rd shot out on the 8th. Right, tidy effort. Most importantly, leaves it underneath the hole. Gives herself an uphill look for birdie. Now to 9, Min Sun Kim. Saw her in a spot of bother off the tee. Well, that one needs to settle down. Look low all the way.
Natasha Un. Come on, this would be a great birdie for the Malay player. Move her to 3 under for the championship. Just 1 off the pace. Has she got it? Oh, and she's walking it in early.
Shades of Kevin Na. Almost beat the ball to the bottom of the cup there. Great 4 for Natasha Un. Sees her up to that 3 under par mark.
Having a good time out there, getting a little bit fired up. We like seeing that. Well, this to remain at 3 under through 9 holes for Kim. Just squaring her shoulders at address. Well, so a drop shot. It's going to be a 4 for Min Sun Kim, but we're just going to double confirm that because she got into a spot of trouble off the tee and did have to take a penalty drop. Now we'll just double check on the local rules because that might well have been free relief. But Jeong Hyun Lee, who is the New Zealand Women's Stroke Play Champion for 2021. She has sole possession of the lead. She's 4 under through 7 holes and looking extremely strong, cruising around the golf course. Plenty of players stacked up behind her. It's a congested leaderboard. Scoring is ideal. Hardly a zephyr of breeze. Course is playing 6,500 yards, so not too long. And you can really zero in on these flags. It's a wonderful setting. It's a superb golf course, the Abu Dhabi Golf Club. There's 27 holes here. 9 holes have floodlit golf. And as we have mentioned, it has played host to the Abu Dhabi Championship on the European Tour. So golf course has welcomed some of the very best in the game. Shane Lowry, Tommy Fleetwood, Paul Casey, Martin Keimer's won around this track a few times. But now it's time for the women to ply their trade and to see what magic they can come up with.
Great scoring so far on day one. 32 players under par so far at the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific. Cassie Porter off that bogey back at the 7th, slipped back to that group at 1 under par, which includes Mizuki Hashimoto. Minnie Young with the timely birdie sees her up into a share of 33rd at level par through 10 holes.
So, Natalie Gupta from India. Several players from India teeing it up, as well as a host of players from Thailand. Pimpisa Rubrong struggling at the moment, 1 over, and Sukhtan Butpapaporn. Sneha Singh, not expected from Sneha Singh, one of the players to look out for. Won several times on her home tour on the amateur circuit back in India from Delhi.
And struggles of Izzy Taylor continue. So much was expected of her at the start of play today. She's currently 3 over par. The group that includes Sophia Chabon. And here is Sneha Singh. The tee shot underway on the 10th.
She's taught by Dad, who is a golf instructor himself. So he's got to be hugely proud to see his daughter Sneha tee it up in this prestigious championship. She's had 2 professional wins as an amateur and has won 6 national tourneys. So it's a very highly decorated resume for Singh, playing alongside Natakrita Vongtavila from Thailand and the world number 77, Min Sun Kim.
Here is Vongtavila. 6 wins she has on the Thai Junior Golf Tour, and probably one of the more unusual swings you're going to see this week at Abu Dhabi Golf Club. Certainly very effective. Yeah, I love that about the Thai players. So many, what should we call them, homemade looking golf swings. You know, you cast your minds back to Kirat Kapibanrat on the men's tour, Tawon Wirachan. Well, they certainly know how to golf the ball. The golf ball doesn't know what kind of swing, what your swing looks like. It doesn't care what your swing looks like, although Min Sun Kim, she's got a pretty solid one. It's her tee shot to start her inward half.
Oh, now they say that this shot is the hardest in golf, and for good reason, the long bunker shot. Now, Catapulta's got a lot of green to work with, but it's very hard to get the contact just right. You don't want to catch too much sand. You don't want to blade it through the back either.
Playing that like a long splash and run. That's okay, I think. Should be fairly pleased with that. As Kate mentioned, one of the hardest shots in golf, 30-yard bunker shot.
Good chance to get up and down to move to 4 under for Yin. Needs to settle coming out the light rough, but it's an opportunity for the world number 7. So we're looking at rangefinders, Tim. The players are still pulling their trolleys because it is amateur golf, but when are we going to be doing away with scorecards? When will it all become electronic?
When will we all go into the great cloud? Goodness knows, I love how much golf has innovated through the years. You really never know. I'm actually surprised no one's got one of those, whatchamacallem, the golf skateboard trolley type things. You know, those look like great fun to be out cruising on the golf course with.
Maybe it will speed up the pace of play. It might produce a few accidents. I think, focus on the golf for now. Well, Yumin Huang, she is the highest ranked golfer here this week, 4th in the world. And when you look at her results, you can see just why. The Korean Women's Amateur Champion for 2021. And Tim, can you help me with the other championships she's also won this year?
Well, the Big Girl Jonghyun Cup, you mean? Yes, great win for her then. Like I mentioned, 4th at the Korean Women's Open, won by Park Min-ji at Rainbow Hills. Found the putting surface in 2 on 8. Ooh, and that one goes racing by. Eagle putt. Does not find its target, but there's a chance for her to get off the mark with a simple birdie here.
Well, back up to the clubhouse, and what a clubhouse it is.
The iconic Falcon Clubhouse here at Abu Dhabi Golf Club. Of course, the Western Abu Dhabi just to the right of it, although now missing the green short-sided in the right trap. Now Porter, after splashing out from the sand for 3, this for a birdie. That's what you call a bounce back. Bogey at 7. A nice 4 at the 8th takes Cassie Porter back to 2 under par. Gritty stuff from the Aussie.
Now Izzy Taylor coming from the light raft, hybrid in hand. Just at sea with her golf game today. Looks like she's leaked that right. It's gone into one of the 88 bunkers around this course, so needs to get up and down. Try to stay within touch. Well, you've got to ask the question with Xiaowen Yin, who is the world number 7. She's won 8 of her last 13 events, and Tim, 3 of those have been professional events on the China Tour. How long will it be before she signs on the dotted line and joins the professionals? There's money at stake.
Yeah, will she be lured by the promise of fame and riches in the LPGA Tour? Will she stick around back home? There are opportunities on both sides.
Well, that's a good try. It's an interesting way of looking at it. Do you make hay while the sun shines and turn pro when you're young? Decide not to go down the college route? Players like Lydia Ko have done that, you know, turn pro very young, made a lot of money, and then study when you're in your 30s. Ouch. Natasha Un will have to study her approach with that shot, because that's going to be a difficult assignment for the young Malaysian player.
So, Yumin Huang with the chance to get a red number on her scorecard. Eagle putt, slipped by, bit of work left for her 4. Yeah, but that's going to slip in the left side, and it's going to take the world number 4 into red figures. Lovely birdie for Yumin Huang. Opens her account on the par 5/8.
No problems there. Stays at 3 under, perfectly poised on this opening day. Tournament starting on a Wednesday through to Saturday. We're used to the Thursday, Sunday start. For those of you who are able to join us, wherever you are around the world, we're very pleased to have your company for this opening rounds coverage. And now we've got a player from Singapore who enters the fray, also on 3 under. It's busy at the top, but Hayley Lowe from Singapore, 3 under through 12. Scoring is good, conditions are ideal, and the very best amateurs to hail from the Asia Pacific region are really trying their very best around this national course in Abu Dhabi.
So to the 7th, and Indonesia's Vieira Mata Rasada, sophomore at Sam Houston University. One of your co-leaders at 3 under, birdied her first 3 holes of the day. Going into that popular spot, long left of the 7th.
Well, this is Natasha Un's par putt. She leaked it right with the approach. So this would be an extremely good up and down.
So Min-sun on the 10th. Looking well left here, and you can see why trouble all the way up the right-hand side. And like she did on 8, didn't look pleased with it, but it's ended up in the perfect spot. Great angle you see from the left half of the fairway.
Liao from Chinese Taipei wanted to take the flagstick out and confidently hold for the player. Well, she's waving to her fans, acknowledging the crowd. Hopefully we're going to see a few more people out here throughout the course of the week. And why not? Chance to watch the very best in the women's game. All these teenagers just getting better and better and younger. And we're feeling older and older in the commentary box. Min-sun Kim.
Be left wanting after that wet shot. Min-sun Kim would look good in the air, just coming up short. Back to 7. And Rosada, the Indonesian, just through the green with a tee shot. Played that with a lot of speed and confidence. And that's going to finish a good 6 feet past the cup. One of your 6 players in a tie for the lead at the moment. Goes to Sam Houston State University. The Bearcats wishing their teammate all the best.
Hi, Osha.
We just want to wish you good luck.
Just remember to stay patient on the course.
And to be still and know what an amazing golfer you are.
You got this. We're praying for you.
We love you. We miss you.
Eat 'em up.
How lovely. Thanks very much to her teammates at Sam Houston University. So Rosada, well, 4 top 10 finishes on the NCAA circuit, but a win. That was back in 2019 at the Huntsville Toyota Bearcat Invitational. Just 20 years old, currently ranked, well, outside the top 1600, but you feel that the only way her game is going is in the right direction. What a player, a great talent, and one of the many players from the Asia Pacific region going and enjoying those college careers in the United States.
Yeah, making the Bearcats proud, as she is, the home country of Indonesia. As I mentioned, one of the 6 current co-leaders at 3 under par, though she's got a tiny bit of tidying up to do on the 7th to stay on that mark. Now, Izzy for her part. Okay, that's well hold. A rough opening 9 for Izzy Taylor. Goes out in 39 strokes.
Okay.
Now back to the Bearcat. We saw this putt earlier, misread by Cassie Porter. Looked straight, but if I recall correctly, it peeled off to the right, just at the death. One of the 6 Singaporean girls, Shane Lim. Good to see her popping that putt in. On the 7th, playing alongside Viara Pamata Rosada today. Now, Rosada, for her part, to stay at 3 under. That's a gutsy up and down. Keeps her in a share of the lead at 3 under par. Look at that. The perfect start for Vieira. A couple of pars since.
Oh, this is match 8. And this is the group, the pink top belongs to Sneha Singh. But this is Min Sung Kim. Come on. There's another chance for Kim. Currently 3 under, so she's in a tie for the lead with a whole handful of other players. Tall player, looks very powerful, an athletic golfer. And, it's pretty hard to make the national team in Korea. There are a lot of players jockeying for those few spots, so any player from South Korea who has made it here this week has some game that she's brought with her. Commentating a couple of weeks ago on the Ladies' Championship, an LPGA event. It was just outside Seoul, and you've got 2 golf channels that are 24/7 dedicated to golf in South Korea. They are nuts about the game. They can't get enough of it. They're also pretty keen on the game in Thailand. And Vontavila has this opportunity. It just leaks to the right.
Yeah, reigning Thai Amateur Open champion is Natakrita Vontavila. 1 under par, 35 on her outward half. On the first 7 in a row of the Thai Amateur monthly ranking games this year. Sneha Singh. Yeah, walks that one in confidently. Nicely done from the Indian player.
Dad Sanjay will be looking on, going, well played. Nice shot, well played, darling. Let's keep it going. Namin Sum, just wrapping this up. She'll be 3 under through 10 holes, so very nicely poised. It's a good start for Kim, ranked 77 in the world. Yeah, no problems. Great looking scorecard, 3 under through 4, then a whole string of pars followed. Maybe rubbing a blister, not too sure. Plenty been happening out on the golf course. And let's go back to the first hole, the opening par 4, 366 yards. And this was Kim. Got off to that super start, nice birdie to get her campaign on track, settle the nerves. And there was more to come.
Yeah, the second highest ranked player in the field, Xiao Wen-yin. Her 3rd birdie in the first 4 holes got to that group at 3 under par.
Singh from India, her birdie chance at the 7th hole. straight into the rabbit hole, no problem at all.
Yeah, but Yin was for a birdie at the par 3, 7 inches away from dropping in to get the Chinese player to 4 under par. She would remain at 3.
And Natasha Un birdie chance at the 8th hole, leaving the flagstick in, helping with her line, and no problem, confidently walking after that putt, moved her to 3 under.
Cassie Porter was 2 under par through her first 5, dropped a shot at 7, but then would bounce back in the best possible way with that birdie at the par 5/8, taking the Aussie to that group at 2 under par. And your highest ranked Korean player, your highest ranked player in the field, South Korea's Yo Min Hwang, getting off the mark with that birdie at the 8th to take her to 1 under par.
And Rasada is to stay at 3 under through 7 holes, and confidently done. So Rasada from Indonesia, Vieira Permata Rasada 3 under after that fast start. Birdies on 1, 2 and 3. And that sees her in a share of the lead alongside 6 other players, including Belinda May, Xiaowin Yin, and a couple of players from South Korea, Min Sung Kim and Jung Han Lee.
Malaysia's Natasha Un making the turn at 2 under par. Good showing from Tanya Minel Balasuria from Sri Lanka. Lankan 2 under par through her first half a dozen holes. Riyaka Tezuya 1 under par through 12. And Madison Hinson Tolchard goes to college at Oklahoma State. She's at 1 under par. As is Lois Keiko, a veteran of this event. Played in every single edition of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific since the first edition back in Singapore a couple years ago. Ginny Ding just dropping a shot, seeing her slip back to level par. Seeing her sing with that birdie at the 10th, moving the Indian player back to where she started the championship at even par. Now to the 9th. This for par for Xiaowin Yin. Yeah, centre cup, no mistakes. It's a very steady and solid opening half. 33, not a single drop shot on her card this morning. Just creeping up to about midday, well, high noon I should say, in Abu Dhabi. But the conditions have been pretty gosh darn perfect for the start of the 3rd playing of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific this week. Not too much breeze to speak of course, in immaculate condition as always. We head out to Liao. Second shot to the par 5 10th. I'll be looking just left of that TV tower. Just skip that one in the middle of the fairway.
Izzy Taylor, Yamon needs to get something going on this back 9. 517 yards this 10th hole, so she's not going to have the distance to get back and all the way onto the green in 2. I should say to get home in 2, but, well, maybe setting herself up. A lot of these players will lay up to their favourite distance with a wedge.
And coming out of the rough is going to make that just a little bit tricky. That, of course, was moments ago. Further up, playing alongside her, is Liao, and laid up in the middle of the fairway. You see the ball of Izzy Taylor on the right-hand side of your screen. It's a 3rd shot for Liao. 9 straight pars to start her opening round. This pin on 10, just 12 paces from the front edge of the green. Want to keep it below the hole. Give yourself a good look. Looks like she's done just that.
And it's so much better to, especially with those shots, to come in from the fairway, because you're able to get more spin, more control over the shot that you want to play. It's not her best shot, but when you are playing from the rough, you don't get that spin, so the ball does release. So anybody who's keen to shave a couple of shots off their own game, wherever you're watching around the world, keep it on the straight and narrow, keep it on the fairway, try and get a little spin, just like Natasha Un has done.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. I think you're going to hear everyone say. Looks like Izzy Taylor's going to have a go first from the right rough, and like Kate said, not going to get too much spin on this. What you want to be careful of is that big bunker short of the green. Though she's judged that live, read it beautifully. Wonderful shot from Izzy Taylor. Is that the start of some good things to come on this inward half of the Aussie? Un, 2 under par outward half. Coming off that bogey at 9. That's a good shot. Using some spin nicely from the middle of the fairway.
Good aggressive play. Okay, we've reached the back 9 with the leading player from China. So this is the world number 7, Xiao Wenyin. She came 12th in the 2019 edition of the WAP, the Women's Asia Amateur Pacific. No problem. I think what you notice in the women's game, compared to the men's, is just how consistent these players are, how many fairways they hit and greens.
Well, operating out of the left rough on 11 is Min Sun Kim. Oh, that's more like it. She was peppering the pins early this Wednesday morning. Looks like normal service has resumed. Win Huang. And the turn at 1 under. Although she's leaning like that's leaking out right. And gets a friendly kick, and it's just going to find the right half of the fairway. Very ho-hum outward half of 35 for the 18-year-old from South Korea.
It's an international-looking leaderboard, and we have players from Japan, Korea, Chinese Taipei, and China at the top. Three under, setting the pace. This is day 1 of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific. And for the first time, we're in the Middle East, in Abu Dhabi. Went to Sentosa in 2018, where Ataya Titikum prevailed. Then over to Japan, where, wow, Yuka Sasu romped out to victory, an 8-shot victory. I should say, Yuka Usada. Goodness me, I'm getting confused with my US Open champions, my Asia Pacific Amateur champions.
A lot of Yukas out there in golf, Kate.
Certainly are. And there's a lot of great Japanese players and Filipino players. It really is wonderful to watch this emerging talent of golf.
Well, I can think of one very good Chinese Taipei player. Yani Singh, former world number 1. Surely tuning in to watch a fellow countrywoman Liao with this uphill right to lefter for a birdie. Oh, great roll. It won't drop. Yani just recovering from a minor surgery. So she's resting and recovering at home. Yani, if you're watching, we send you our love. Hope you get well soon.
Oh, she really is one of the game's great players. In 2010, so it's over 10 years now, she won 10 times around the world. It was a staggering performance. She was the dominant force in women's golf. But it shows you what a fickle game it can be. And it's all about confidence, all about that self-belief that carries you to where you get in the game. It really is a game that can play hell with your mental health. But not when you're this young, this fearless, and this is why it's such a treat to watch these golfers come out and play. Huge amounts of confidence. And hopefully, if this putt goes in, it'll be a big injection of confidence for Izzy Taylor to get one back on the course.
That doesn't stay up. Bit unlucky. It was a wonderful third shot from an awkward position. It's only going to be a par for Izzy Taylor, who remains at +3.
Natasha Un from Malaysia. This is an opportunity to move the young player to 3 under.
The old LPGA Tour finger snap we saw in action there. Hasn't worked once, I think.
Yeah, we're trying from the commentary box, and it's not working. That ball has a mind of its own.
I do love the way that Natasha Un approaches the game, so aggressive in her mindset when she gets out the golf course. Native of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Picked up golf at the age of 4. And has a dog named Lexi. Wonder who her favourite player is. 6th place at the last Southeast Asian Games held back in 2019. Currently 2 under par, just a shot out of that group of leaders, 7 of them to be exact.
They host a great tournament on the LPGA Tour, and it hasn't happened for the last couple of years. The Sime Derby, LPGA Malaysia. That's as we watch Liao from Chinese Taipei. But the Asian swing on the LPGA Tour, sadly not happening this year because of the pandemic. We really do hope to bring you more golf from the very best in this part of the world next year.
Now, somewhere in the shadows, where we find Fontavilla playing, a stunning shot from the shade to the 11th. That is all that's left for a birdie.
Well, amateur golf is a big part of the game, and we heard earlier from some LPGA players on just how good the experience was for them.
I think all the opportunities that I had to play like overseas and like interstate, even in Australia, really shaped pretty much my game right now. And, you know, I think I was able to mature quite quickly while I was traveling as an amateur. Our amateur schedule is not as hectic as like traveling week in, week out like the LPGA. I do think that it did help with being away from home and just away from family, and it helped me a lot with just how I play my golf now and how like I manage my practice and all those kind of things.
I had many years when I was amateur, maybe over 7 or 8 years when I was amateur. So I had a lot of tournament, and I played a lot of tournament in Korea. So that was a lot of experience for me before the professional golfers. So I would say, yeah, it's a lot, yeah.
Well, great to hear from Minji Lee and Jin Young Ko, who is the world's #1. Min Sung Kim might have high eyes on achieving that #1 status and going about it the right way. It's a lovely birdie putt for Min Sung Kim, and that takes her to the outright lead. Good birdie on 11, and then 3 birdies on the front 9. She's 4 under.
Yeah, #1 in the world might be a couple of years away from Min Sung Kim, but she's #1 on that leaderboard as things stand. To the 11th we go. Izzy Taylor. It's a gentle dogleg from left to right. 210 to get to that second bunker up the right-hand side. And that should be, that might be in that trap up the left-hand side for Izzy Taylor. 10 straight pars to start her opening round. Pars don't exactly hurt the scorecard. At the rate that Min Sung Kim's going, she might need a couple of birdies just to keep pace. That wonderful fluid tempo. Love to see that. Nothing rushed about that transition. And there it goes, straight up the middle of the fairway. Right where you want to be when you're playing out in the desert. You venture off the straight and narrow. There's some thick rough. You go outside of that, there's a bunch of sand to deal with.
Well, there's plenty of sand. There's 88 spots of sand around this golf course. That's how many bunkers there are on the national course here at the Abu Dhabi Golf Club. But that's certainly not affecting the play of Min Sung Kim, the world number 77. She has the lead on 4 under par, but plenty of players are certainly trying to keep her within their sights, including players from Japan. Nanako Inagaki, she is 2 under. Cassie Porter, Natasha Un, Sifat Sagu from India, 2 under through 11 holes. Audrey Tan from Malaysia, also on 2 under par. So 78 players teed it up this morning. We have 16 countries represented. The most emerging from Thailand and Chinese Taipei, which are fielding 7 players. But a whole group of players on who are from Japan. Hashimoto, Ueda and Tezuka.
Yeah, first group got underway this morning at 7:30 local time. Just saw the name of Aloysia Atienza went up in that first group, currently 1 under par. Lovely debut for Atienza. These players back level par. So Bang, Siyu Fong, and Winnie Young. All through at least a dozen holes here on day 1 at Women's Amateur Asia Pacific. Well, it looks like the third shot for Caitlin Cotterhill to the par 5/8, currently 2 under par and bogey free on her day. Back right pin on this par 5 today. And she's played a real gem of a shot there. Cotterhill, surely there, going to be a tap-in birdie to get to 3 under.
Kim at the 12th, 152 yards, region of a 7-iron. Oh, it might have been a 6, and that would have been too much club. That's going to test her short game skills. Not a lot of green to work with there.
Now bunkered for Yumin Huang on the 10th. Leaning into that left side. Trying to get as much spin as she can on that ball, and that's not bad. It was an awkward stance, but it's a well-played shot from the world number 4.
It is great watching amateur golf. We don't get the chance to do it enough, certainly in this part of the world. You're seeing them raking their own bunkers, pulling their own trolleys, and hopefully canning putts from off the green, as this is a good opportunity for Rosada at the 8th. Has it got the legs? Maybe just, but not quite the line. So that's going to be a tap-in for Rosada. Still a super start, those 3 birdies on the trot to begin her campaign. A string of pars ensued, but she is 3 under.
Yeah, Fonte Vila managed to convert that birdie on 11 after that fine second shot. Be keen to not sail through the green like Minsun did. Oh, straight over the top of the stick. Wonderful shot from Natha Krita Vontavila. Cotterhill. A lovely third shot leads to a birdie. That's going to take Caitlin Cotterhill into that group at 3 under par.
Sneha from India, this short par 3. A couple of players have gone long. Take it into that back bunker. Need to get your distance just right. Oh, and she's done just that. Excellent shot.
Back to the 10th, and the group of Cassie Porter, Min Huang, and Xiao Wen-yin. Looks like it will be Cassie Porter first to bat. And that is the ball of Xiao Wen-yin, who's got to a spot of bother on this 10th, so that is left for her part. Yeo Min Huang bunkered in 2. Splashed out to here, and this is to get her to 2 under par. Oh, your world number 4 is on the move. That's a lovely 4 at the 10th for Yeo Min Huang. It's going to take the South Korean to 2 under par. Only 2 off the lead now. It's an ominous name that's inching its way up the leaderboard.
Yes, you can never rule her out. She's lurking. She's going to pounce over the next few days. Well, it's a pleasure to have your company on this opening day's coverage of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific Championship. Cassie Porter now. This is for birdie. This would move her to 3 under. A well hold. She have a lot of family and friends watching back home in Australia, in Queensland.
Xiao Wen-yin hasn't put a foot wrong yet today. Oh, commentator's curse. So that is going to be a first drop shot off her opening round. It's going to see Xiao Wen-yin slide back to 2 under par. It's funny how quickly things can change in golf. She was 3 under through 4. Now back at 2 under par with the first drop shot of Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah. And in the blink of an eye, a bogey appeared. Well, this would be a very good up and down for Kim. Needs to toss this up in the air, get it to land softly. Oh, or even take the sting out of it by using the apron, and that is very well played indeed.
Not easy to do. It's an amateur golfer's worst nightmare. Water over the back of the green coming out of the sand. But it's 3 at the top now. Min Sun Kim has company in the form of her teammate Jung-Hoon Lee and Japanese player Mitsuki Hashimoto. They lead here on day 1 of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific. A terrific tee shot for Vongtavilip. Finds its target. So a birdie for the Thai player. Moves her within 1 of the trio atop the leaderboard. There's a rough start with a bogey on 2, but she's come good since that. That's a 4th birdie in her last 6 holes.
It's going to be a tricky putt to read this for Singh, because it's just on that slope. So it will move a little bit from the very beginning. She's sensing as an opportunity missed. It was a lovely tee shot, so it's going to be a 3.
Natasha Oon aiming at the right edge of the green here. Got a heavy looking lie coming out of the left rough on 11. Oh, perhaps a bit of a flyer for Natasha. And you see there's going to be a little shoulder that she's dealing with. Not an easy chip remaining for the Malaysian. Min Sun, what would be a very tidy sand save to keep her clean on the day. Keep her in a share of that lead at 4 under par. That is a classy 3 from Min Sun Kim. It's going to keep the South Korean player 4 under par. It's been an efficient day 1 through the first dozen holes for Min Sun Kim.
We have 2 Koreans who have the lead on 4 under, and there's a Japanese player as well, Hashimoto. Well, Tim, you talked about this shoulder, and it's going to be a difficult assignment now for Natasha. It's all about where she lands this ball. Well, it was a good line, but it's very hard to take the heat out of that coming from that rough. So Natasha under a little bit of pressure to save par, but 3 players looking good on 4 under, Kim, Lee and Hashimoto. And Hashimoto's compatriot, Minori Nagano, also going very strong indeed. She's cruising around that back 9 on 3 under for the championship. And then we have Thai players, Singaporeans, Filipinos and Malaysians as well. Sifat Segu from India, she's 2 under through 11 holes. And then Kelsey Bennett and Belinda May from Australia. Belinda May, the golfer, not the singer. Xiao Wen-yin just dropping a shot in the previous hole, so that brings her back to 2 under for the world number 7. And as we go a little bit further down the leaderboard, Lois K. Go from the Philippines. What a player she is. Whole collection of players who are representing Singapore, including Jamie Ng. She's even par through 16, so we'd love to get a couple of birdies on the way home to move into red figures. Well, Rosada, who looks like she has a very long hybrid in hand. Well, it is her second into the 9th. It's the par 4. It's a long backswing. It is sailing towards the hole, and that is no problems at all for Rosada. Putting together a lovely round. 3 birdies on the first 3 holes.
A par-saving putt now required to keep Natasha Un at 11 at 2 under par. Now that's a great up and down from a fiddly spot for the Malaysian. The green in 2, escapes with a 4.
Cotterill from New Zealand, her second into the 9th. No hybrid required. This is Caitlin Cotterill. Oh, it's a long way to come from New Zealand, so wants to make this count. And that's on the dance floor. Music's a long way away, so it's going to be a tough 2-putt for the Kiwi. Well, the players arrived in Abu Dhabi on Sunday, and there was plenty happening off the golf course where they went along and enjoyed a photo call and to see the local sights of Abu Dhabi. The photo call took place earlier this week at the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, an opportunity for some of the top Asian amateurs to leave the golf course and the hotel and come and check out the local sights. Players such as Yumin Huang from Korea, Zhao Wen-yin from China, Natasha Andrea, Minori Nagano and Rina Tatematsu from Thailand, all enjoying the local sights of Abu Dhabi. Oh, I wonder how many selfies have been taken this week. Don't leave home without your mobile phone these days. I've been on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook.
I feel like we're missing one.
I know.
Oh, TikTok, that's right, TikTok.
TikTok, exactly. Yeah, plenty of action on TikTok. Do join the conversation, come along and get involved. We'd love to hear your thoughts on who's your favourite player competing this week. Do join us on Twitter. It's the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific Championship. And this is Cassie Porter, who's going along very nicely indeed, the Australian. It's her second shot onto the 11th. She's 3 under, so 1 off the pace.
Just has to be careful coming out of the rough. Don't want a little jumpy line like Natasha's. Okay, good break there. Just carries the trap. Steps forward. And that's a fairly straightforward up and down remaining for Porter. How does Sharon Yin respond to a first drop shot of her opening date? She too coming out of the left rough, taking dead aim at the flagstick. And she too, that one just coming off the top of the club face, coming out a bit dead. Releases onto the green, has an outside chance for a three. That's why there really is a premium on good driving this week. So much more dependable what you can do with the golf ball out of the fairway. Min Huang, last to play. Oh, nestling down just a touch. Oh, and she's hit an absolutely gorgeous shot into this 11th hole. South Korean teenager on the move in the last 45 minutes. 2 birdies in her last 3 holes. Looking for a third there. That is going to take her to 3 under.
Well, from South Korea to Chinese Taipei, this is Lau at the 12th. Got to get the club selection just right. Don't want to be long. There's a bunker lurking behind.
Well, there are several bunkers lurking behind.
And she's caught the one to the back right. Izzy Taylor hoping for a more accurate finish. Can she get the ball to dance right by the hole? She needs it. Struggling on this opening day, 3 over par, so a flurry of birdies would go down very well for Taylor right now.
Drill from the lower level of this 9th green. Very happy to just cozy this one up to a couple of feet. She really hammered that one. Still comes up a good 8-10 feet short. Gives you a sense of how slow that putt is.
So Natasha Un, her playing partners, one's gone long, one's gone short. Can Natasha meet them in the middle? Oh, yes, she can. Oh, that's a tremendous shot from Natasha. That's one of the best we're going to see at the 12th hole today. Well played.
That was a cracking shot from a very long way back for Rosada. It's left to right up. Just going to slip by on the right-hand side, but that's a solid opening half for Rosada. As we see Cassie Porter's birdie effort from the right fringe on 11 come up just short. No problems here for Min Sun Kim. Just chipping back into this 13th fairway. Wayward tee shot for your co-leader. So scrambling on the 13th is Min Sun Kim.
So Xiaowin, in this group playing along, Xiaowin Lin, Yu Min Huang and Cassie Porter. So Yu Min Huang is a couple under. She's the highest ranked player competing this week, so we know she's got the game, and we know that she's not going to go anywhere in a hurry. Great thing, they get to play so much golf in South Korea. They really haven't been that badly affected by COVID. You know, their home tour has stayed. They've been able to tee it up, and that has enabled her to have birdie opportunities of this length.
Oh, she was robbed there. Great stroke. But it's just a par at 11 for Yumin Huang. That's going to be just a par at the 9th for Rosada, who goes out in 33 strokes. Wonderful showing from the Indonesian through the front 9.
Yin pulled it out from the middle. It was leaking a little bit right, but it's a par all the same. So she'll remain at 2 under. It'd be interesting to know how much money she's turned down. With 3 professional wins on the CLPGA Tour, she's still an amateur.
And that'd just be prize money. Think about the endorsement money as well. Golf is starting to grow in China. The likes of great Shan Fang, Yao Tong, Xi Yulin, Cassie Porter from the golf mad nation of Australia. This for a par. Yeah, well done. Confidently rammed into the back of the cup. Just the one drop shot, and Cassie Porter's scorecard coming way back at the par 3 7th. Cotterill on the 9th for her par.
Ran it through the break. It was confidently struck. Well, Cotterill will need that for her par. She's 2 under, 3 under.
First look today at Mizuki Hashimoto. 3 players at 4 under par. 3rd shot to the par 5, 10th underway, coming off 3 straight birdies. Right over the top of the stick there. You just see the flag starting to flutter a bit. If the breeze is going to pick up over the back 9, it's going to keep things interesting for these players. But we have a new leader. Jung Hoon Lee, the 15-year-old, leads by 1 at 5 under par.
Well, Jung Hoon Lee started on the 10th and she cruised around. She was out in 33 and she started with birdies on her 10th and 11th holes, 1 and 2. Come back to her. Bit of green to work with now for Liao.
She's on a run of 11 straight pars. And that is a majestic shot from the back bunker on 12. It's looking like a dozen pars to start her week. Fonteville on 13. Oh, bit unlucky to get that much spin, and it's underneath the hole. Fonteville with every intention of getting to 4 under par. She's on a big heater, 4 under through 6.
A tricky putt for Taylor. It is for birdie. He's got to come up the rise to the pin that's on the back plateau of the 12th, but that's a good putt. Goes his head up very nicely.
So Min Sun missed the fairway wide right with her tee shot. Just had to pitch out back to this point. So this is now her 3rd to the par 4. And that's still not on the putting surface. So for the first time today, Min Sun Kim in a whole world of trouble.
It was the best tee shot out of the 3. This means that Natasha Un would move to 4 under par and no problems. An exceptional 2 for the Malaysian. I like the cut of her jib. She confidently strides around the golf course. And with a scorecard like that, you can see why.
Fourth shot for Min Sun. That's going to keep on rolling by. In danger of dropping more than just one shot here on 13.
Phongtavilap from Thailand. This is for birdie and would move to 4 under par. Oh, he snuck in the side door. Doff of the cap. Great start. Yeah. And that's in spite of that 6, Tim, on the second hole. I mean, it's irritating when you drop a shot, but especially on a par 5.
It doesn't matter when you make 5 birdies in the next 7. Well, that's going to be 12 pars in a row. A little misconsistency. Liao with a great sandy save on the 12th.
She's been doing that a lot to try and square her shoulders at address for Min Sun Kim. But this is a bogey putt for Min Sun Kim. Had the lead, and has left that one short. And so in the blink of an eye, 2 dropped shots. Min Sun Kim in trouble. Looking to get on the back plateau. That's where the hole is located on 12. Oh! Well, we thought Natasha Un's tee shot was terrific. How good was that from Cassie Porter?
Misread. And you're going to say, wonderful shot from Porter. Well worth another look. Goodness me, it's pitched in the perfect spot. Oh, it's almost gone in for a 1. And surely that's going to be a gimme 2 for Cassie Porter. Sharon Lin. How do you follow that one up? And under normal circumstances, you'd say that's a pretty good shot, but it pales in comparison to the effort of Cassie Porter just before her. Yumin Huang. But unlucky to not convert for her 3 back at 11. But she's right in the thick of it. Only 3 back and last to play on 12T. Hates that one. Heading left. And it's found that same bunker that Min Sun Kim was in. A couple of groups ahead. Not an easy task left for Yumin Huang to stay bogey free. But how about that tee shot? Inches away from an ace was Cassie Porter.
Well, she's been out of the game for the past 18 months with a back injury, but showing no signs of weakness. Look at this tee shot. So close, so nearly in. A tap-in birdie putt, and Cassie Porter looking fantastic at Abu Dhabi. And look at the wins as well in her highly decorated amateur career. Won the Keppera Bowl first. Her boyfriend won the men's section of that championship. Also the Victorian Junior Open champion and the Greg Norman Junior Masters champion. As there a couple of years ago, just 19 years old. Currently ranked 212 in the World Amateur Golf Rankings, but you feel when you see that her highest rank has been 32. Remember, she was sidelined through to because of injury with that back stress fracture. So on the golf course and hitting terrific shots.
So made the turn at 3 under par. Did Fiera Rosada. Second shot to 10. With a 3-wood. And that's just going to find the first cut of rough. Importantly, just going to be looking straight down the throat of that green. Now Cotterill dropped the shot back at 9. Second shot on 10 does play downwind to most of these players. Lovely, simple, efficient golf swing. And that's a good result. The simplest of birdies left for Cassie Porter. That 2 is going to take the Queenslander up to 4 under par. Wonderful stuff from Cassie Porter.
So Cassie Porter out of injury, back injury that sidelined her for 18 months. No sign of that. She's looking very strong on 4 under par, 1 behind Jong Hyun Lee. Yumin Huang. Ooh, a little bit too bold with that sand splash, so under pressure to walk away with a 3 on the 12th. Highest ranked player competing this week, Yumin Huang. Her work to do.
Hashimoto over the top of the flagstick on 10. Downhill birdie putt remaining. This for a 4th birdie in a row. Wasn't far off. Went out in 32.
Xiao Wenyin had a bogey on the previous hole, the first drop shot for the Chinese player, so looking to make amends on 12 with this birdie chance. Oh, that looked good. That's a lovely roll, just grazes the right side of the cup.
Hashimoto to tidy up for her 5. Yeah, no mistake there. Clean scorecard, 4 under par. She heads up to the par 4 11th tee.
Fabulous finish to her front 9, 2, 4, 3, 3 birdies. So she was out in 32, and that par on 10. Reminds me of Nasa Hataoka, also from Japan.
It's only splash out to here, Yumin Huang. But that is a wonderful par save, keeping Yumin Huang bogey-free for the day. Stays 2 under.
Xiao Wenyin is to tidy things up at the 12th, remain 2 under par. But very quickly she finds herself 3 off the pace. And that pace is being set by Jong Hyun Lee from South Korea, who's currently 5 under. Irritating that drop shot on the par 5 10th hole. A 6th temporarily derailing her chances of sitting supreme at the top of the leaderboard. It's going to be tough. Many players will want to be there at the end of the day, including Vontavilat from Thailand.
Fresh off that deuce at the 12th, Natasha Un staring down the flagstick here on 13. Oh, and like Vontavilat in the group ahead. Wonderful shot from Natasha Un. She'll have that in a couple of moments to get to 5 under.
She's got her irons dialed in. Brilliant display of golf by Natasha Un with the short club in hand. But with her nose out in front, it is Jong Hyun Lee, a winner this year of the New Zealand Women's Stroke Play Championship. But look at those players lining up behind her. There are plenty. Thailand, Malaysia, Australia, Chinese Taipei and Japan. Scoring is good, plenty of opportunities. Course 6,500 yards, past 72. There's a lot of water on the back nine. It's going to be a test for those players. Lots of bunkers. There's quite a few dog legs on this golf course, and that grass is sticky. It's not what a lot of the players are used to. Certainly a lot of the field are making their debut here at the Abu Dhabi Golf Club. So completely different playing experience for them and what they're used to, especially with travel seriously curtailed due to the pandemic. Players not able to sample international golfing travel. Lei Ye from China. She is even par through 11 holes, and certainly a player to look out for. Ranked 17th in the world. She's also the 2019 US Girls Junior Champion.
Third shot to 10 for Rosada. Coming out of that first cut of rough, it's only about 3 yards wide. That ball sat up beautifully, and that's a fine shot. So Porter, after that wonderful 2 at 12. Big stick out on the 13th. One of the shorter par 4s these girls are going to be playing this week. Got to take advantage of it. Cassie Porter splits the fairway there. Cotterill with a third into 10.
Not enjoying that tee shot, Yumin Huang. Tugged it left, but can it come out of that light rough? Just hope the lie is okay for the world number 4.
Xiao Wenyin. Tall, powerfully built Chinese player, 7th ranked in the world. Three amateur titles this year to go along with a professional victory on the CLPGA Tour. Though she'll stray into the straggly Bermuda rough right of the 13th fairway.
Min Sung Kim coming in from the right-hand rough into this 14th hole. Quite long, 419 yards. Trying to get it all the way back. Oh, no problem at all. Terrific shot from Kim. Provides yet another chance to claw one back on the golf course. She's had a few birdies on the front nine.
Well, Hashimoto had a couple of birdies to close her front nine. And she'll do well to save par here at 11. Slips to the right, but doesn't slip that much. Mizuki Hashimoto with the first bogey of the day. Going to take her out of that share of second place. Back down to 3 under par. She is going to go. Now Cotterill for her birdie at 10. A bit of a misread, that one. Slips by on the right hand side. Now Vongtavilin.
Ranked 150th in the world. Oh, coming up a fraction shy. Just hoped it might jump up over that rise and it trickled down towards the hole. Still a birdie chance.
Liao on 13. And you get off the par train with the birdie here. Moving from left to right. Is it high enough? Is it high enough? No. Just running out of steam. The player from Chinese Taipei. Birdie opportunity, left to righter for Rosada. She knew when she hit that, wasn't quite high enough. So like Cotterill will walk off with a par.
And so it's a drop shot for Hashimoto. She's a great player. She won the Junior Orange Bowl International Amateur Championship earlier in the year. And so has travelled the world, played some brilliant golf, and she finds herself very much at the top of the leaderboard. But it's Jeong-Hoon Lee from South Korea who has sole possession. She's on 5 under. So Hashimoto, Mizuki Hashimoto, drops back to 3 under for the championship. But to win a tournament like the Junior Orange Bowl International Amateur, that is keeping very good company. Players like Tiger Woods and Lexi Thompson have won that title. It's an international schedule these players have, even in the amateur game. Yes, it's been curtailed because of the pandemic, but, well, are we starting to see glimpses of international travel? Let's hope so. Yu-Min Huang needed a bit more oomph. Half club more. Playing partner Yin. Staring it down. Is this close? Well, it's pin high. Not threatening the hole. 2 leading players in the field when you look at the rankings, 4th and 7th respectively. Rose Zhang from the United States is the world #1 in the World Amateur Golf Rankings. And Rachel Heck is #2, also from the United States. Here's Hashimoto, frustrating drop shots on the 11th. Here she is at the 12th. Yeah, great distance control on the right plateau. Great look at birdie. Chance to bounce back.
Min Sun Kim with the chance to bounce back after that double bogey back at 13. This for birdie at 14. Does it swing that much? Oh, she just needed to hit it. That double bogey really just took the wind out of her sails. Was going along so well. Bogey free, 4 under par. In the blink of an eye, she's gone from being atop the leaderboard to sharing 12th with 8 other players. That double bogey, not what the doctor ordered for Min Sun Kim, but having said that, she's still only 3 shots back. Now to one of your co-leaders, Natasha Un, traveling along at 5 under par. Reached the long par 4 14th. Talking to it. Oh, and that gets a huge bounce, a fortuitous break for the Malaysian, bouncing out of that fairway trap. Still in the rough, but far easier second shot than actually had to play one from the trap. To the Indonesian on the 11th tee. Rosada Went out 33. Bogey free for her round today. But off line there on 11.
Well, the LPGA is the promised land for many of the amateur golfers competing this week, and a few of them wanted to wish the amateurs all the very best of luck.
Hey girls, I wish you all the best this week at the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific Championship.
I wish you have a great week for the tournament. I hope to see you again.
Hey everyone, I wish you all the best of luck this week at the WAB Championship. Hope you all have fun.
Hi, hope you all have a great week at the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific Championship.
Patty Tavatanakit and also Yuka Sasso from the Philippines played in the WAP. And Yuka Sasso, the reigning US Open champion, Patty Tavatanakit, the ANA Inspiration champion. So two major winners. Fair to say, this is a very valuable tournament and just so crucial that these amateurs have the chance to tee it up in these world-class conditions on a championship golf course to test themselves against the very best in the amateur game.
When you think about it, Patty Tavatanakit finished tied 15th in the inaugural edition. Yuka Sasso lost in a playoff to Atia Titikun. Xiao Yin pin high on 13. Mid-range birdie effort. Tracking on line. Oh, and once again, just burns the right edge of the cup. Doesn't drop. Can't seem to catch a break on this inward half. The world number 7.
The Kiwi player, Caitlin Cotterill, this is at the 11th. It's a great looking tee shot. Oh, that's just tailing left. Well, she inserted herself into the conversation with 3 good birdies through her first 8 holes. It was a drop shot at the 9th for Caitlin.
Porter. Just coming off that birdie at 12. Still very nearly an ace. This now with a 3-foot slider to keep her at 4 under par. Yeah, confidently struck. So very solid inside of that 4-foot range is the Australian. 5 birdies on her day. Still has a couple of holes to play. Montevilla. Just like she did on 12, takes it straight over the flagstick.
Yeah, she's playing with a great deal of confidence, buoyed by the fact she had 3 birdies on the trot, 11, 12 and 13.
Easy. It was kind of rough on the left-hand side of the fairway. So that hole cut just over that right trap. And 7 paces from the right edge of the green, and she hates it. Looks to the heavens in despair, and you can see why. Bunkered, short-sided, well below the level of the green.
We hope you're enjoying this coverage wherever you are watching in the world, and hopefully some of Izzy's friends at Sanctuary Cove Golf Club on the Gold Coast will be following her fortunes and wishing her the best, trying to come home with a few birdies on the scorecard to get her campaign back on track. Not the best of lies for Natasha Un.
Well, it's an interesting lie, Kate. If you look at it, this Bermuda rough is quite thick and very sticky in some spots, but that looks like, it almost looks like a burned out patch of rough. I mean, this course normally in immaculate conditions, but even the best of golf courses, they're going to have little spots like this. And actually, if that ball has drawn a half decent line, some burned down, well, sort of burnt up rough, it's almost going to be as good as playing out of the fairway. There won't be too much grass caught between the ball and the club face. She'll be able to control the spin better, but I think she's just calling for rules official. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Hashimoto for a birdie at 12 to get that shot back that she dropped on 11. I'll tell you what, she's rolling the rock well today. That's a lovely 2 at 12 for Hashimoto. Haven't we seen some great birdies on this par 3 today?
Hope she entered the twos competition to win a few golf balls at the end. Min Sung Kim now at 15. Can't imagine it's more than a 7 or an 8 iron for Kim. Settle down. Tucked in a fraction left, it's pin high. Oh, wow. Natasha Un. Tricky lie she has, but she is 5 under for the championship alongside Jeong Hun Lee, the New Zealand stroke play champion. But a whole host of players on 4 under, just 1 behind. Ashley Lau is climbing up the scoreboard as well. She is 3 under through 16, the player from Malaysia. And the clubhouse lead, currently held by Rian Michaela Maliksi from the Philippines. 2 under she returns, a 70 to be in the clubhouse and done and dusted for the day. Other players from the Philippines, Lois K. Go and Michaela Denise Fortuna. They are both 1 under in their campaign. And then Ines Wanamarta from Indonesia. As we go a little bit further down, 78 players teed it up this morning. 16 countries are being represented. 4 players from the host nation, the United Arab Emirates. Several players from India, including Natalie Gupta. Even par through 9 holes. And several players, Tim, from your home country, Singapore. Aloisa Atienza teed off early this morning, but players that you know all really rather well, and you wish them all the very best.
Oh, absolutely, Kate. And, I know Aloisia is going to be a bit disappointed finishing with 3 straight bogeys for that 73, but there's still plenty of golf to play. Of course, we do talk about the cut line, which will come at this time tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon, wherever in the world you're watching. Below 50 players and ties will make it safely through to the second half of this championship. A couple of 3-over-par rounds of 75 for Bridget Connolly and Jamie Ng. There'll be work to be done tomorrow afternoon if they want to stick around for the closing 36 holes here at Abu Dhabi Golf Club. Seen the struggles well documented in our coverage of Izzy Taylor, 4 over par through 13 holes and bunkered on 14. And that's what it looks like at the pointy end of the leaderboard. Malaysian Natasha Un and Korean Jeong Hun Lee share the top spot at 5 under par.
Leaking it right with her approach, Izzy Taylor now finds herself in the bunker, looking to splash out and get up and down with a 4 to keep that 4 over. But come on, we need a few birdies from you, Izzy. Get you back on track. It can be a lonely place, the golf course, when things aren't going your way. Very hard to find those shots and to force things.
Min Sung Kim electing to putt it from, well, fringe on 15, and oh goodness me, look at that. I was not expecting that from Min Sung Kim. Bit of rush of blood to the head, perhaps. Cotterill on 11.
What a great recovery. Poured the tee shot left, but wow, that was a sizzling approach. Great chance of a 3 for the Kiwi.
Fontavila. Birdie, the only other par 3 on this 9. And that's going to just wiggle off to the left.
I'm always intrigued as to players that decide to keep their glove on. Putts left hand low, you normally take your glove off, you get a more feel when you're holding on to the grip of the putter. Lexi Thompson is another player, very well-known LPGA player, keeps her glove on.
Liao. Little left to right slider. Ooh, and that'll slip by the left edge. So the comebacker for Sun Kim is for her par on the 15th. Was 4 under par at one stage. Now finds herself. That one goes in all the way back at 1 under. Natasha Un, one of your co-leaders, didn't get relief from that spot in the left rough. And plays a very tidy shot from long range into the 14th. Going along nicely today at 5 under par, sharing the top spot with Jung Hyun Lee.
Min Sun Kim. There was a rush of blood to the head. Her third shot, so this is a drop shot for the South Korean. As Tim said, she had the lead not too long ago. So a couple of drop shots have ensued. Well, if she's frustrated, not showing signs of it, and that's what the very best golfers are able to do. But you can see those last 3 holes, a double bogey, par, and then a bogey.
Cotterill, after that stunning shot from the left rough on 11. Using a modified claw grip by the looks of things. Kate was mentioning mallet head putters are becoming more and more popular in the game these days, so are alternatives and variations on the claw grip. And it was years ago where we just thought Chris DiMarco and Mark Calcavecchia used them. Now it seems everybody's using a variation of a claw grip or another. Cassie Porter unloading her tee shot down the long par 4 14th, and it's just gonna miss the fairway left, but that's fine for the Australian.
Yeah, with the putting, it's whatever works, isn't it? With the old flat stick, what you can get in the hole. No more anchored putting. That's been outlawed. You won't see that in the amateur or the professional game. Game really is evolving. So many new rules are creeping in. We're seeing rangefinders this week. New technology, but smaller greens books. And they're trying to make and simplify the rules of golf. So we now have penalty areas. Drop from knee height rather than shoulder height. I mean, Tim, it's our homework just to keep up with what's going on in the rules.
Every time we think we find the answer, they change the question. But the important thing to remember is it's all for the betterment of the game.
Exactly.
Now, Xiao Wen-yin. So Yeo Min Hwang already find the middle of the fairway with her tee shot. Chinese player is going to just find the left edge of the fairway with her tee shot on the 14th. It's one of our featured groups this afternoon. Cotterill, a bit unlucky to not find a birdie there. There's a simple clean-up required. It's going to keep the Kiwi at 2 under par.
A couple of other players playing from New Zealand, Caitlin Morris and Belinda May. Now, Natasha Un, currently at San Jose State University, is going great guns because she has a share of the lead on 5 under. And this is a chance to get to 6.
Not many more deflating feelings in the game of golf than leaving a putt short in the jaws. Although, she'd be fairly proud of the way that she's progressed this afternoon. 5 under par. Here's the player from Malaysia.
And what a player she is. She's picked up some notable titles in her young amateur career: the Honda Junior Classic, the Callaway Junior World and Jakarta Junior World Championship. Currently living in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Natasha Un goes to university at San Jose and finds herself at the top of the leaderboard alongside Jong-Hoon Lee from South Korea. They're level pegging on 5 under par for the championship with a handful of holes remaining. The third edition of this championship. It was created by the R&A and the Asia Pacific Golf Confederation, and really to provide a platform to unearth the best elite, the young talent in the region, and an opportunity to shape the future for Asia's female amateurs to make their mark and make an impact on the international stage. And it's been proven. Look at the 2 previous winners. Atthaya Thitikul, she won the inaugural championship in Singapore, has gone on to become the world number 27 and leads on the race to the Costa del Sol on the Ladies European Tour. 5-time winner on the Thai Tour last year alone. And they have Yuka Sasso. She also played in the World Amateur Asia Pacific and is now the reigning US Open Championship.
Now on 15, player from Chinese Taipei unfortunately ended that streak of 14 straight pars with a bogey at the previous hole. That just going to run through the green. You see the wind once again starting to pick up here. We're expecting a south-southeasterly breeze with gusts up to 13 kilometers an hour. It's going to bake out the golf course. It's going to get the players' attention as they make their way towards the Falcon Clubhouse. Yeomin Huang, with her second shot to 14, got to be looking just right at the TV tower.
It's a chance. Good approach in from Huang.
That was a very aggressive second shot, messing the green right. Not an option here, but she's taking it straight at the stick.
I don't think she knows any other way.
Oh, to be young and confident again, Kate. A slightly different angle, but a better angle for Cassie Porter, albeit coming out of the first cut of rough. With the breeze helping off the left, you really want to make sure that you start this in the middle of the green. 2 wonderful shots. These players into 14. It's Xiaowen.
Sornoff follows. Down for Natasha. Her dream is to play on the LPGA Tour. She's under a little bit of pressure to save par, but has the lead. Come back to her in a moment. Yin now from China. Her playing partners are in close. What can she conjure up?
Pin high left. All 3 players on 14. Looking at decent chances for birdie. Catch up with her Indonesian star on the 12th, Rasada. Slow, deliberate backswing. Just going to creep through the back edge of the green, although that's not a terrible place to be putting from. Jong-Hoon Lee, one of your co-leaders at 5 under par. First look at the teenager today. Plays a lot of golf in New Zealand. Plays at the Christchurch Golf Club, and that one just bouncing through the 5th green. Just excellent chipper of the golf ball. Hard worker. playing some very nice golf, as is Hashimoto.
When taking full advantage of that birdie opportunity, Hashimoto knows exactly what is at stake. It's back to 4 under.
Cotterill on 12. Seen a few players, if anything, they're missing this green long. It's a daunting looking putting surface, perched just past a pond. Oh, I don't see too many players on that section of the green today. Going to be a tricky putt.
Well, that's going to be a very tricky putt. She might literally, if she does putt it, have to come off the green. Okay, well, here is one of your leaders, Jong-hyun Lee. Got a wonderful short game to lean on.
Yeah, members of Christchurch Golf Club in New Zealand have mentioned that she does wear out the floodlights at the practice facility, although that is not one of her best shots. There's going to be some work to do to avoid a second drop shot of the day for Jong-hyun Lee. Did bogey the par 4 17th in her opening 9.
And Natasha, maybe a little bit too much adrenaline for our leader on 5 under. Shot over the green. So look at this. Hardly any green to play with. Going to have to pop this up into the air or kill it on the apron to take the sting out of it.
We did see from a couple of the other tee shots that this hole is playing slightly downwind. So the good news for Natasha being through the green, at least she's playing back into the breeze, although that flag isn't fluttering as much as it was earlier on. So no easy shot left for your leader. Playing with speed and confidence. Oh, and that is a wonderful shot. Well done for Natasha. Gives herself every opportunity to walk out of here with a 3.
Yeah, I'll be very reluctant to kick away that lead that she has spent constructing. That's a wonderful shot. Just killed it on the fringe. Took the sting out of it, let it trickle down towards the hole. That's what these players are so good at doing. They get into trouble being able to get up and down. Walk away with a par when you get into a spot of bother. And that's just from hours of practice. What did Gary Player say? The more I practice, the luckier I get.
So 3 looks at birdie to come for this group on the 14th. Sharon Lin. First to putt from pin high. Should just creep to her right in the last third of this. And played that with pace. Oh, what a wonderful 3 for Xiao Wen-yin. Erases that bogey back on 10, gets her back to 3 under par.
Now, Cassie Porter. This tournament means so much. There's so much at stake. There's so much to play for. The winner come Saturday afternoon will have a start in 4 huge championships. 2 of those are majors. That's what these players want, the opportunity to compete with the very best. Cassie Porter has put herself in a good position. She's only 1 off the pace. Not her best putt there, but 1 behind on 4 under. She's looking strong. This player does have the lead, but is under pressure to keep it that way. Lee, this is her par putt now at the 5th, started on the 10th, and that's going to be another drop shot. And so Lee finds herself now in a tie on 4 under par, 1 off the pace.
So to her Team Korea teammate, Min Hwang. Uphill, right to left putt to get to 3 under.
Well, we know that Min Hwang is the world number 4 in the amateur status, but let's find out a little bit more about this prestigious talent.
Hi, my name is Yumin Hwang. I'm from Korea. I started playing golf at 11. My favorite golfer is Xander Schauffele and Justin Thomas. I love playing golf because I'm good at it. My dream is to play on LPGA.
Well, if you keep on playing like this, Lee, you might have a chance to tee it up with Xander Schauffele, who's one of her favourite players, the Olympic gold medalist from the States, one of the star players on the Ryder Cup team for America. Dream to play on the LPGA Tour. And why not? Tricky putt now for Cotterill, because she's got that shoulder to come off. It's going to move significantly from her left to right. And work to do.
Yeah, so easy to do that, unfortunately, coming off that big slope. But on 15, Natasha Un, solo lead at the moment, just to keep things that way, and that is never on line. So just as quickly as Jung-Hoon Lee falls out of the lead, Natasha Un hands it right back to her and three other players, including Cassie Porter. Now, a lady who at one stage had the lead by herself, Min Sun Kim, all the way back at 1 under par. Second shot to 16, hole in the back left of this green today, and that's more like it from Min Sun Kim.
Rosada now from the back of the green, and this a chance to move to 4 under for the championship, but it's going to have to hang a right. Gust of wind is going to have to take that across. But plotting her way very nicely around this golf course. 3 birdies to start, string of pars to follow.
Well, speaking of string of pars, this lady opened out with 13 straight pars before a bogey at 14. This to avoid back-to-back drop shots. Uh-oh. Spoke too soon. Liao. Blinking, you'll miss it. She's 2 over par.
Momentary lapse of concentration, and those shots will disappear.
Yeah. Fresh off a birdie on the 14th. Xiao Lin has the honour on the par 3 15th. Playing slightly down breeze today. It's a shallow green. Don't go long left. Don't go long left. Oh, no, no, no. That's a bit of a mental error from Xiao Yin.
Don't know if she's measuring the tee shot or trying to figure out where the ball went. It has gone long into that back bunker where Natasha Un was a few moments ago. Going to test the short game skills. You can see that flag is fluttering. Playing down breeze. So will Cassie Porter have done her homework on this? Maybe take 1 club less. And that wind totally foxing these players.
And the one thing that the rangefinder can't help you with, the breeze. No replacement for a good caddy, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I tell you what, the way technology's going, I'm sure there'll be one that does in a year's time.
Yu Min Hwang, she's seen her 2 playing partners sail through the 15th green. She knows that's a difficult spot. Have to be careful with this one. She's actually just trying to dead arm something under the breeze, control that ball flight, and control it she's done. Stunning shot from the South Korean teenager.
And went to school on her playing partner's tee shots as well. Took 1 club less, obviously. You can see that breeze picking up. Well rewarded. We had the outright lead. And now we have company. We have 5 players, all on equal billing. That's at 4 under par. That's setting the pace on the opening day here in Abu Dhabi. Thailand, Vongtavilap, Natasha Un just dropped that shot on the 15th hole to go back to 4 under. But Cassie Porter looking very strong from Australia, as well as Jeong Hyun Lee got off to that fabulous start. A couple of bogeys in Lee's round has just derailed her hopes of having the outright lead. And she's still on 4 under par alongside the Japanese little superstar Mizuki Hashimoto. Three players in the clubhouse on 2 under par, and Hayley Lowe from Singapore also in the clubhouse 1 under par. First tee shot was struck this morning at 7:30, and that was by one of the local hopes, Hamad Al Suwaidi from the United Arab Emirates. 4 players are representing the host nation. 3 players you can see there. 2 from Australia, 1 from New Zealand. Caitlin Cotterill had a chance to see her game, which is very impressive. She's 2 under through 12. And playing alongside Belinda May, also a Kiwi. Several players from Malaysia, Ji Yu Fung and Winnie Ung. I know that travel has been seriously curtailed in Malaysia, so these players have got to be thrilled to be able to hop on a plane, head over to the Middle East and tee it up here. This is the national course at the Abu Dhabi Golf Club. Has played host to several European Tour events. The Abu Dhabi Championship winners around this track: Tommy Fleetwood, Shane Lowry, Paul Casey. Who's it going to be on Saturday? Long tee shots on this par 3 from Yin and also Cassie Porter. So now trying to make sandy pars. Playing back into the breeze, not a lot of green to work with. That's a really hard shot to play. You've got to kill it on that fringe, or you've got to lob it high up in the air and get some spin.
It is so tough with that second option coming off a downhill lie. You do bring the thin into play. So there is the lie of Cassie Porter. She too bunkered through the green on 15.
And that is the ball of Cassie Porter. Yep, that's what she thought of that. So struggling to make par, the Australian. This is the par 3, went long with the tee shot. This hole playing down breeze. So her and her playing partner Yin, eager and relieved they would be to walk away with a 3.
You see that marker closer to the hole. That is the ball of number 4, Yo-Min Hwang. Went to school on her playing partner's tee shots. There's a real cracker in there. That is why you saw the bunker shots of Yin and Porter trundling by. That is why missing this 15th green long is such a big mistake. Yin just coming off a great birdie at 14. Just an outside chance to save par on 15. At the pace. Unfortunately, it's going to be a second drop shot of the day. Xiang Wen-yin. It's been back-to-back drop shots for Liao. He's reached the 16th. 2 over par, the player from Chinese Taipei. And that one going to skip through the green as well. The breeze just starting to pick up out here. Rosada bogey free on the day, but in a spot of bother here on the 13th. Min Sun Kim take double on this hole about an hour and a half ago. Although that is a quality shot. My goodness, how good was that from Vieira Rosada? Now, Cassie Porter, has she learned anything from Yin's putt? Right to lefter to salvage a par. She too runs that one by the right edge, and that one's not quite stoned it yet for Porter. So the Aussie and the player from China really struggling on this par 3 15th. To one of your 6 co-leaders, Malaysian Natasha Un. She too bogeyed the 15th, looking to steady the ship with a good shot into the 16th. Oh no, long through the green as well goes Natasha Un. And after a wonderful tee shot to the 15th, Min Huang to get within 1. Well, that is a quality too from Yeo Min Huang. The 18-year-old moves to 3 under par. That was a wonderful shot from Rosada on the 13th for an unlikely 3. And wouldn't you know it, there's now 7 players tied for the lead at 4 under par. Vieira Rosada, the latest to 4 under. Well, there's 6 now. Cassie Porter with a bogey 4 at the 15th. She'll slip out of that tie for the lead. Back to 3 under par goes the Aussie, second drop shot of the day.
Well, who's going to break free? Interesting as we come to the closing stages of this opening day. Natasha Un, well, we know how well she's been playing. Trying to trickle this up, got to settle down. Settle down in the hole. Ranked 49th, so edges into the top 50 in the World Amateur Golf Rankings. Player plays a lot of firepower. Audrey Tan, her compatriot, also on 4 under par. And just from neighbouring Thailand, Natakrita Vongtavilap, also on 4 under. Well, who's going to break free? That is setting the pace at the moment. It's 4 under on day 1 in Abu Dhabi. Ashley Lau, another player from Malaysia. She's in the clubhouse. 3 under par. She has set the pace. Scribbled her name on her scorecard. So 69 for Lau. Well, a handful of holes remaining. Xiaowen Yin. Now we know just how good she is. I've talked about those 8 wins in her last 13 starts. And she said, I feel really confident coming into this week. So you just feel that she's bubbling and ready to strike. She is 2 under through 15 holes. Can she come home? There's a birdie opportunity, certainly at the last hole, the par 5 18th. But a player with her experience and her confidence, it'll be hard to contain.
Tee shot for Yin on the 16th, underway. .362-yard dogleg left, par 4. So Liao, Tianjin City, a division champion from the FCG Callaway World Junior Championship. That one deftly played pitch shot, but she's 2 over for her round. Cassie Porter back on 16T. That ball looks like she plays it a long way back in her stance for a driver. Certainly going to produce a very effective result. Good tee shot from the Queenslander. This par 4. Yeo Min Hwang's been very patient today. Just 3 birdies, not a drop shot on her card. You really feel like she hasn't had her best stuff this afternoon, but she's right there in amongst the leaders. 1 shot off the pace, 3 under and in the middle of the 16th fairway.
Good to have your company on this opening day of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific at Abu Dhabi Golf Club. First time this championship has been held in the Middle East. Singapore, Japan are the previous hosts. And it's Audrey Tan from Malaysia who's setting the pace, but she has company. 5 other players join her at the top on 4 under par with a few holes remaining. Conditions are perfect. A little bit of breeze. World-class championship golf course, and what an opportunity it is for the very best in the amateur game to experience these conditions. Scoring is good. We're seeing plenty of birdies, and Cassie Porter among them to take full advantage. A couple of players in the clubhouse already. Hayley Lowe and Michaela Denise Fortuna. They're posting rounds of 71. They're done for the day. All staying at the Westin Hotel this week, which is on site. I can't tell you how much golfers like that. No bus journeys, no timetables to have a look at. Trying to make sure you make your tea time. Just go from the hotel room down to the practice ground, onto the golf course and back again. And there is Cassie Porter. So it's and Cassie Porter has, well, we know that she's from Queensland, Tim. We know that she's ranked 212th in the world, but she was sidelined due to an injury that took her out of action for 18 months. But let's see what else we can learn about the Queenslander.
Hi, I'm Cassie Porter from Australia. I started playing golf when I was 6 years old. My favourite golfer is Nelly Korda. My biggest golfing achievement so far is placing tied first at the Toyota World Junior Championship. I love golf because we make awesome friendships and I love travelling the world doing what I love. I want to be a professional golfer because I love the sport and I love travelling the world doing what I love, and it is an awesome atmosphere out here, so why wouldn't you? My biggest golfing dream is to become world number 1.
Well, Cassie Porter. High aspirations, becoming the world number 1, following in the footsteps of her compatriot Kari Webb, 7-time major champion. And impressive to hear that she won the Toyota World Junior Championship. So she's got game, we know that, and clearly loving this experience. So Tim, good chance here.
Yeah, she'll love where that tee shot's left her on 16. See what faces her, great angle in, just a little flick of a wedge left for a second. Got to be careful, this plays downwind. So a couple of players sail through the green with their second shots, and well, Cassie Porter could add her name to that list. It's always tricky playing in windy conditions when the wind just gusts. If it's a consistent breeze, you can sort of calibrate and adjust for it, but it's when the wind gusts and sort of dies down and picks up again, that's when it really becomes a head scratcher. Yeo Min Hwang cracked the riddle of the 15th breeze on the previous hole. See if she can dial one in here on 16. Soft arms through the impact zone. Helps her control her spin and her distance so nicely. Yeo Min Hwang applying the pressure to the leading group at 4 under with a couple of very fine iron shots. The amateur in all 3 starts in the KLPGA Tour this season, Yeo Min Hwang. There's a player who doesn't really care about low and professional events. She's won a couple of them. Yin.
Well, we've had major champions who have played in the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific. Pairs like Patti Tavatanakit, Yuka Sasso, they've got on to majors this year. So what can they learn? What can an LPGA player share about the major opportunities that lie ahead?
It's going to be a huge opportunity for them. And they were going to be a lot of nervous on the course, but it's going to be fun.
Trying to play your best game to be able to play in the major. I think that's their dream, having those chances. I know you want to do your best, but when you turn pro, you can still play as a pro. So trying to have fun and play golf, and if you win, come to major and enjoy.
I was lucky enough as an amateur to play all the majors, so I think just being there and being like present in that kind of atmosphere, it just gives you a priceless experience. I mean, as an amateur, I don't think you can get that kind of feeling anywhere else.
I am who I am today on tour, like being the player that I am from those experiences. It's really crucial for amateurs to have experiences like that. First time you teed up in a major, you're going to be nervous. Everyone will be, but it's just like another tournament. You know, when you stand on that tee, you can kind of own it and not be shaky or like nervous. Like, I think it's really cool that, you know, the winner would get to experience that.
Well, there's a good words from Patti Tavatanakit as we watch Cassie Porter, nearly hole out on 16. You've got to own it when you stand on that tee, Tim. You need a bit of attitude, bit of confidence. If you're going to enter the major winning circle that those players have, you need the game to go with it, and that's certainly what we're seeing from these players today. Fontavila, she's one of our leaders on 4 under.
And she has a chance to break out of that pack to get to 5, but whoa, settle down.
Hello.
Well, she's got a very aggressive style of golf, and unfortunately, touch too aggressive with that birdie effort. So a pair of good shots from Yin and Huang. It's going to be Yin showing them the line. Should just wiggle to her right. Good chance to recover that shot. She dropped back on 15. It's for birdie to move her into a share of 6th. Oh, yes, didn't hit it hard enough. Bunker troubles for the Indonesian player Rosada on 14. The hybrid club out of the fairway trap and playing a very fine shot to the front edge of the green. Couldn't go at the flag there, even though it was downwind. Some very smart golf from Rosada so far here on day 1 in Abu Dhabi.
Xiao Wenyin is in this group and playing alongside Yumin Wang. This is her birdie chance at 16. See that breeze picking up a little bit. She could do with this. Would love to join the leaders on 4 under. Has had several chances. Can she convert? Oh, yes, she can. The highest ranked competitor here this week, the world number 4, and she joins the lead on 4 under.
Natasha Un doesn't look enthralled with that second shot to the 17th. She'll find the left edge of the green, unfortunately for Natasha. That hole's all the way on the far other side of the putting surface. Fontavila ran that birdie putt past this to stay in a share of the lead at 4 under. Oh, that's nicely holed indeed from Natagrita Vontavila. Bogey on 2, the only blemish on her scorecard.
That was a great 2-putt then. Caitlin Cotterill. It's a chance of birdie for the player from New Zealand. That would climb her to 2 under. So certainly within striking distance. But the mark is set at 4 under par. And there's plenty of players who occupy that number. Audrey Tan, Vontavila, Natasha Un, Wang, Hashimoto and Rosada. Well, 4 under, a very good score on the opening day, Tim. Any player posting a 68 or better will find themselves on the front page of this leaderboard. Course is tough, but it's fair.
And that's one of the great traits of Abu Dhabi Golf Club. This Peter Harradine design, opened back in 1998, tests the best male golfers in the world, male professional golfers in the European Tour, year in, year out, and think of all the great champions that we've seen crowned at the Abu Dhabi Golf Championship through the years. Shane Lowry, Paul Casey, Robert Rock, the best hair on tour. They've all tasted victory.
Are you talking about Robert Rock or Tommy Fleetwood?
Still taking Robert Rock over Tommy Fleetwood. Great round of golf from Hayley Lowe from Singapore there. I know father and mother Arthur and Elsie going to be very pleased with how Hayley's progressed. A 71 for the Singaporean. Cassie Porter on the 17th, out with the driver. It's been a gritty afternoon for Cassie Porter, and she's driven the ball very nicely. Another fairway hit.
Went in the bunker off the tee and then managed to splash out to the front edge of the green for Rosada. So this is for birdie putt. It's long range, but wow, what a 3 that is. Well, that was unexpected. I don't even think she was hoping for a 3 after that drive, but what a recovery.
That birdie is going to take Rosada to the top of the leaderboard. Yeomin Huang. That is Yeomin Huang at 4 under par. Stripes one down 17. She's playing alongside Cassie Porter. And she can move it. She's got very slight, small build, but she uses the ground so well to generate a ton of club-head speed.
I think you make a very good point there, Tim, about the power comes from the ground up. If you've got a strong base and if you're flexible, some of these players might not be that tall. They hit it a very long way. This player is tall, and the club-head speed she generates is terrific. So a good drive from Xiao Wen-yin. She'll march down the fairway. Currently 2 under for the championship. One of the red-hot favourites this week. Well, we know that she's the world number 7. What else?
Hi, I'm Xiao Wen-yin from China. I started playing golf when I was 8. My favorite golfer is Justin Thomas. I love playing golf because I like to stay outside, and also I can make a lot of friends. My biggest achievement for golf so far is finishing second on LPGA Q School. I want to be a professional golfer because I love golf and I love the game. My biggest golf dream is to be on LPGA.
So we got Justin Thomas, Xander Schauffele. They are the favourite golfers for Cassie Porter and Xiao Wen-yin. Not Colin Montgomery?
not walking into that trap, Burton. I know you too well. Yes, the future certainly is bright for Xiao Wenyin. 2 under par at the moment. 3 shots off the pace that now currently is being set by Vieira Permata Rosada, courtesy of a 5th birdie of the day. The Indonesian 1 shot ahead from Natasha Un and Yeo Min Hwang. Couple of players in the clubhouse with 70s. Shin Sil Bang leading that group. And a good round of golf from Hayley Lowe. Father Arthur and Mom Elsie surely very proud of Hayley. Currently a sophomore at CBU. Made the trip over from the States. Landed in Abu Dhabi just a couple days ago. 71 for her. Caitlin Cotterill slipping back to 1 under par after going along so nicely at the start. A number that includes a veteran here at the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific, Lois K. Go. Just 1 hole left to play in her day. Winnie Young, the Malaysian, level par 72 on day 1 to open her campaign. This is the par 4 17th. And we find Cassie Porter.
Hardest hole on the golf course today, Tim. The 17th. Only 4 birdies so far. Well, it's difficult. It's long. Cassie Porter coming in with an iron, but a lot of the field will be approaching with a hybrid. Low hands, Cassie Porter. Holding it, hoping it's going to be good. And it is. Great chance of a birdie there for the Australian. Well, Xiao Wenyin, this is her second now. Longer player, so not as far in. You can see just that height. What an advantage it is to have that height. If you've got flexibility, wow, the world is your oyster when it comes to your golf swing and getting it out there.
I'll tell you what, that was the proverbial frozen rope just left of the flagstick. Stunning shot from Yin. Give her a look at a birdie. So she wants to play in the LPGA Tour someday. Surely that's going to be a case of when, not if. Yeo Min Hwang, bogey free on the day, 4 under par. And starting on line, just peeling off to the left a fraction. And sometimes when you miss it left, teeing off the club face, it goes a touch long. Not terrible though for Yeo Min Hwang, the highest ranked player in the field at 4th in the women's amateur golf rankings.
Well, here's a chance to check out the top 5 ranked players. Yeo Min Hwang, she is 4th. And that is the World Amateur Golf Rankings that you can see there for Xiao Wenyin, Shin Sil Bang. I know Tim's got his eye on Shin Sil Bang, expecting great things from her this week. Ye Li from China, currently 17th, but wow, do not count her out. She is an immense talent. And Jeong Hyun Lee, 29th.
But the player in the middle right there is the one that leads this field as far as world ranking goes. Yeo Min Hwang, prodigious talent. Multiple time winner of amateur and junior events in South Korea. No stranger to the big stage. And she's only 1 shot off the lead, currently held by this player who unfortunately has made the big mistake of going long on the 15th. We've seen nothing but trouble from the back bunker on this par 3. It's your leader, Vieira Rosada, the Indonesian, with a second shot to this par 3. Oh, and she tried to get cute with it. And that's not even found the green. So problems for Rosada on the 15th. Sam Houston University Bearcat going to be struggling for a 3 on the 15th. Has yet to drop a shot today. Will do well to avoid one.
Hashimoto also from off the green, looking to get up and down. I think she'd prefer up and in. Lovely short game, great touch and a deft skill she has. Interesting. Deciding to putt it. Whoa, ran that through the break.
Oh,
very much found the sweet spot with that putt.
Curious decision. She has a wonderful short game. Putting from the rough is not very common at all. Cotterill back at 15. She's been slowly sliding down the leaderboard on this back 9, but that's a lovely chip from the New Zealander. Should be able to escape this par 3 with a par. Now this is makeable for Yeo Min Hwang. Pretty straightforward chip shot.
Had to land directly into the cup.
That was clumsy, heavy hands from Yeo Min Hwang.
A rush of blood to the head. Great short game players have a very, very good imagination. They can see shots. They use different clubs upon which to execute the shots from around the green. And Yeo Min Hwang coming unstuck there, but a rush of blood to the head.
She held a very long putt on the front line. A similar situation to save a par. She's going to have to lean on that flat stick once again. Cassie Porter, after that fine second shot. Outside chance for a birdie, moving to her left.
Well, this is a big opportunity for Min Sung Kim to come home with a birdie at the 18th hole. The occasion got to her. Left it short. It's going to be a tap-in. Opportunity missed there for Kim. Now trouble for the outright leader, Rosada. Splashed out of the bunker, but as Tim said, got a bit too cute. Also electing to go with a putter from the second cut, and that isn't in either.
Now, can somebody make a par? Yeo Min Hwang. Oh, that looked good to everyone but the cup. The first drop shot of the day will come for Yeo Min Hwang. Slips her back to 3 under. A mark where we find Hwang Tavilit here on the last to try to get in the clubhouse with a 68. Walked after it quickly, she knew, but all things considered, a 69 on day 1, nothing to sniff at.
She's poised. I think she'll be very happy to return a score of 69 on day 1. So very much in the fray. Chao Wen-yin. Oh, and that was for a birdie for Yin, Tim. That would have moved her to 3 under, so she finds herself 2 under. Opportunity at the last.
There have been some struggles for Rosada on 15. This to drop just 1 shot. Okay, nicely done. Drops just the 1. She's still got the lead by 1 with Yeo Min Hwang's bogey on 17. The first drop shot.
And that's a good par for Cassie Porter. Hardest hole on the golf course. You've seen our leaders, Hwang Tavilit, Natasha Un, and also Yeo Min Hwang make bogey on 17. So if you can walk away with a 4, a job well done. So we still have the lead, and that's Rosada It was on 5 under, but she still has the lead on 4 under par. It was a drop shot on the 15th hole for the Indonesian player, but she still has her nose out in front. Plenty of scores of 2 under in the clubhouse. A couple of players from Japan, Tezuka Inagaki and Hayley Lowe from Singapore, who returns a round of 71 to be 1 under, currently in a tie for 24th place. Shannon Tan from Singapore was due to play in this championship. Unfortunately, couldn't travel.
Unfortunately, came down with a bout of, well, goodness knows what. Did drop her a text a couple of days ago to make sure that she was all right. She said, just heart rate elevated, had a bit of a fever, figured it was in her best interest just to stay home and rest. So Shannon, if you're watching, we are sending you our thoughts and prayers. Hope you're feeling a lot better. Natasha Un's going to be feeling pretty good at the end of this round, although coming off a couple of bogeys. Currently 1 shot off the pace in that group at 3 under. 3rd shot to the last pin. Tucked just 4 paces from the left edge, and that's a good shot from the Malaysian.
Got a couple of helicopters circling the golf course as their players make their way back towards the Falcon clubhouse. Stunning setting we have here.
Out to the 9th. 3rd shot for Sian Chen. Oh, almost flying it in. That will be for a round of 71. For Sian Chen, started her day on the 10th hole this morning.
Well, from the 10th to the 18th. Yumin Huang looks like she has enjoyed that drive. Par 5. That's absolutely fine. Really good chance of walking away with a 4. Part 1 of the equation done.
Well, Izzy on the last. Really has been a day where she has struggled mightily, back at 5 over par now.
Great shot in from Cassie Porter, Izzy Taylor, and a chance for a 4, but wow, it's not been the day that she was hoping for. Some players finding magic, Izzy finding frustration. A chance to rebound on day 2. Who knows what could unfold over the next 18 holes. But Fontevilap, there is your clubhouse leader. A superb round of 67. 5 under is setting the mark on the opening day at the Abu Dhabi Golf Club. The final hole, and Xiao Wenyin.
Natasha Un at one point was 5 under par, bogey free through 13 holes, but a couple of bogeys on 15 and 17 have dropped the Malaysian back down to 3 under, though she has a chance to join Rasada at 4 under par and post a 68 in the clubhouse. Everything slides to the left here for Natasha. Five birdies on the day so far. This to make it a 6. Stay up, stay up. Oh, just slips by, unlucky. But a solid opening round of 69 will leave the Malaysian poised with 3 rounds to play. Shake of the head for the San Jose University student. But if you gave her 69 at the start of the day, she would have happily taken it.
That little word in golf, if. Little word with a big meaning.
Liao to get to 1 over par. Yet to make a birdie today. And it's going to be a birdieless opening round for Liao. 2 over par round of 74 for the player from Chinese Taipei.
Now Izzy Taylor. Come on, Izzy. Let's make a birdie at the final hole. Help that scorecard. Oh, and it's a putt that really has summed up her day.
Never really a good sign when a golfer stands up straight away after striking a putt. It usually indicates frustration. Just see that the double on the first really set the tone for a frustrating day for Isabel Taylor. 77 for Izzy. Leaves her plenty of work to do if she wants to continue her campaign in the 3rd Women's Amateur Asia Pacific.
Well, we understand that Natakrita Vongtavila actually posted a round of 66, so she currently has a 2-shot lead over her nearest challenger, Rosada from Indonesia. Plenty of scores in the red. Plenty of players posting 2 under.
Great round from Annika Varma, bogey-free. 3 under par with just 1 hole left to play in her day. The compatriot Sifat Sagu posting a 70. See a total match by Philippines' Lois K. Go. 28 players currently in red figures. Double par effort from Winnie Young of Malaysia and Yoko Tai of Singapore. Rina Tatematsu, Thai star, attends Oklahoma State. She also returning a level par round of 72. In-Sun Kim at one point was 4 under par with a share of the lead, tumbled down the leaderboard on the inward stretch, eventually posting level par 72.
The 18th hole. Water flanking all the way down the right-hand side. You've got to play a second over it, but it's not easy. There's a collection of bunkers, so you've got to take dead aim. I know exactly where you're going to lay up to. Majority of these players will carry 4 wedges in their golf bag. You know you're allowed 14 clubs. You'll find there won't be as many 3 and 4 irons as we used to see 20 years ago. A lot more hybrids in the bag.
With that said, the 1 iron's almost completely non-existent now, isn't it?
Well, that's because it looks like a butter knife. Absolutely terrifying. Why take a 1 iron when you've got a good hybrid? And the accuracy that these players have with those clubs, those hybrids, and the advantage is that you can get some height on it, certainly in conditions like this when you're not playing links golf. You can hit a hybrid like you can an iron. You actually take a little divot, get some height, get it to land softly, and you see the very best in the game wielding them with such expertise. It's brilliant to watch. So Vongtavila from Thailand, what a round, a 66. She actually had an eagle opportunity on the par 5 18th. It didn't go in, but she did make a birdie. And so, wow, setting the pace, and what a hot start for the young Thai player. Rosada still has an opportunity to close that gap. It's currently 2 shots. She is still out on the golf course. 17th hole, hardest hole on the golf course. The 18th hole, well, that's the par 5. But here she is, currently in 2nd place, trying to get close on 16. It's a chance.
So all three players in this featured group laying up on the par 5 18th. And Huang, Cassie Porter, and Xiaowen Lin. All three girls in red figures today, as you would come to expect, making their way up to the last under the watchful eyes of the Falcon Clubhouse, one of the iconic landmarks here at Abu Dhabi Golf Club.
That is stunning. As golf clubs go, wow, that is imposing.
Yeomin Huang, for the most part, you feel like she's had her B game today, yet still finds herself in a share of third at 3 under par. Can she finish with a flurry? Third shot to the last. There's a little backstop just past the pin, which she can use. Trying to work it off it. It'll stay high. An opportunity to post a 68 for the world number 4.
Well, from the world number 4 to the world number 7. Yin from China. That was clever. That was very good. Not an easy place where she was coming in from, and that is a great look at birdie. Certainly helped the complexion of her scorecard. Currently 2 under, 4 off the pace. That putt will reduce it to 3.
Cotterill putting from the back rough on 60. Not the first time we've seen it. We saw Hashimoto attempt it a while ago. Cotterill, unlike Hashimoto, going to come up short there. Cassie Porter just a couple yards short of this 18th green. Straightforward pitch required for the Aussie. Yeah, nice high, soft, floating shot. Will leave her 6 feet to finish up at 4 under.
Ninth hole. Oh, and what a good putt for Wu. That's a good way to finish. Dinner will taste a lot better tonight. And how about that? A round of 68. Very much inserting her name into the conversation. 2 off the pace.
Cotterill to clean up for a 4 at the 17th, at the 16th, beg your pardon. All right. Nicely done. Found herself 3 under par through 8, but has been slowly slipping down the leaderboard ever since. She's playing alongside Vieira Rosada.
Well, that was 2 mighty blows, Tim, for Vong Tavilak to get home in 2 on 18, 515 yards. Obviously, it's playing down breeze, but, well, she was pumped. The adrenaline was flowing, so there is a chance to get home in 2. It is a hole that's there for the taking, maybe for an eagle, but certainly for a birdie, and that's what these players find themselves facing. Really good chance now. Finish in style.
It's not the easiest putt to read, putting straight down this little backstop. I always found these straight downhill putts rather tricky because there is going to be some movement to the right here. It's very easy to underread it, thinking that it's going to be a lot straighter than it actually is. But this is for a 68 for Yeomin Huang. And it is just never really had the right line. There is a reason why she's world number 4. Never really looked like she had her best stuff. She's only 3 shots back.
Yet again, Rosada is presented with a birdie chance. This is at the 16th. She'll remain 4 under.
Xiaowen Yin left of the cart path with her second shot. Played a fantastic high soft pitch. This for a birdie and a 69. Not to be the grandstand finish for Xiao Wenyin. And world number 7 will sign for an opening round of 2 under par 70, coming home in 37 strokes. Can someone in this group find a 4 at the 18th? Maybe it's Cassie Porter, sidelined for 18 months with a back injury. It's good to see the former world number 32 almost back to her best. As for a birdie in a round of 68, this would be the 6th birdie of the round for the Australian.
Oh, that's a full 360 for Porter. Call the police. She was robbed. It's a 5 for Cassie Porter. It was going so well, that drop shot on 15 and the string of pars to finish. You can see by the look on her face what could have been. Well, she's still very much in contention. It's only day 1. A solid opening round.
All 3 of these players still very much in the picture. 69 for Cassie Porter. And a matching 69 for Yeomin Huang. Just the 1 drop shot in her round, coming back at the 17th. 69 leaves her within 3 shots of the current leader, Natakrita Vongtavilap of Thailand.
It was voted the most stunning golf club in the world, this Falcon Clubhouse. And it reflects the national symbol of the UAE. Really imposing. Quite the sight for players to see as they walk down 18. Plenty happening on the golf course. Why don't we check out the highlights? And we'll start with the 12th hole. And here we have Natasha Un from Malaysia. The par 3, 1,251 yards. Natasha Un, she went out in 33, pars at 10 and 11. And that was one of the best of the day. Full 30 of the day for Natasha.
But Vongtavilap started slow with a bogey at her second hole, but really got the putter fired up through the middle of her round. That was a birdie at the 13th, her 5th in 7 holes.
Porter at the 12th. Went out in 34, had a lovely birdie at the 10th hole. And whoa, this one nearly went in for an ace. It's a lovely tap in though for Cassie Porter. And that inserted her name into the conversation on the front page of the leaderboard. Really enjoying her time here.
But Natasha Un would find some problems on the 15th. Sailed her tee shot through the green. Did play a lovely bunker shot out to that point, but would go on to bogey the difficult par 3.
And the highest ranked player, Yeomin Huang. This great putt for the South Korean. You can never rule her out, always there or thereabouts.
But how about this? The big surprise of day 1, Vieira Permata Rosada, with a long-range effort from downtown on the 14th, taking the Indonesian at that point to 5 under par.
And that was for the lead for Rosada. That was an amazing 3. But this was an eagle opportunity for Vongtavilap. Oh, had a chance. Grazed the left side of the hole. But a birdie finish and a round of 66. She came home in 31 strokes. And Natakrita Vongtavilap has a stranglehold after day 1. 6 under par, a round of 66 for the player who's ranked 150th in the world. So she might be 150, but it looks like she's going to finish day 1 in the number 1 position. Plenty of players breathing down her neck, though. She's not going to have it all her own way. 3 more days to come. The top 50 players and ties will progress through to the final 36 holes. And when you have a look, Tim, at just the world-class nature of the players that have assembled here, they're able to get on a plane and come along and tee it up, it's going to be an exciting few days.
Well, you think about what the prize, what goes along with winning this championship is going to do for someone's career. It's no wonder they've made the trek across to the sandy desert of the United Arab Emirates here at Abu Dhabi Golf Club. Spot in the Evian Championship next year. Spot in the Hana Financial Group Championship. Spot in the Women's Open. And of course, not to forget a place at the Augusta National Women's Amateur. We're only 1 day into the championship already. Amazing golf being played. Can't wait for day 2, Kate.
Certainly, and world ranking points also will count as well. 7 players in the top 50. But the day belonged to Natakrita Vongtavilat, a superb round of 66, turning in quite the performance. Well, it's been a pleasure to have your company on the opening day here at the Abu Dhabi Golf Club. This is the opening round of the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific Championship. We hope you've enjoyed the action as well. But from Kate Burton and Tim Lowe, we do look forward to your company for tomorrow.